Hello and welcome back to the Football Chat podcast. It's episode 108 today, where we'll be discussing the issue with fixture scheduling in football. Is it becoming too much, or do we need even more games to add to the already intense schedule? Probably the former, but we will give our takes on the matter, and you of course can get involved in the comments below and give us your thoughts as well. We would love to hear from you. But yeah, shall we start with the first thing I've got written down on the board? Where are the more games coming from? Obviously, we've already got a ridiculous fixture schedule this year. I think if you were to reach the final in every competition, you would probably play, 38 in the Premier League, another 8, no, more than that in the Champions League. So obviously you've got two-legged games, haven't you? So you'd play, 6 in the groups and then another 8 after that, I think.
14.
13 isn't, because the final isn't two legs. So 13 in that, then another 6, 7 in the FA Cup, another load in the Carabao Cup. You'd probably play 60, maybe 70 games. That's without factoring in internationals, without factoring in friendlies, pre-season, all that sort of stuff. It's a ridiculous schedule, and this year's been even more mental than usual due to that mid-season World Cup. So we are really seeing injuries start to become an issue as we hit towards the end of the season now. I mean, look at the last international break, for example. Most players missed it. I don't think they were actually injured. Obviously there will be injured players, but I think a lot of them will be going, I don't want to risk getting injured considering what's on the line in the last few weeks.
Want to rest, they're a bit tired. But
where those games are coming from then, it's a load of new formats, isn't it?
It is. I think, first of all, this year is obviously the year we've had, 22-23 season. We can't really use as a kind of...
Well, but can we not?
No, because
usually if we had a World Cup at the end of the year...
We would never. Yeah, but think about all the games, and the season would be ending much earlier.
Would it be?
Well, yeah.
We usually have a Champions League final first weekend of June.
Not Champions League. I meant just like the Prem.
Premier usually ends up. You wouldn't have as many midweeks, maybe. Yeah.
But so this you can't really, because this will never happen again. We'll never have another Winter World Cup.
No, but with the amount of games added, you'll probably have a similar amount of games anyway as a Winter World Cup with what they're adding to the sport. Should we run through the new format? So the first of which obviously is the Champions League, where we're increasing the number of teams by 4 out of teams, isn't it, to 36, and then into a league format. And we're going from 6 group games to 10 group games. So that's 4 additional Champions League games. So I mentioned there the World Cup. That's 7 games if you reach the final, isn't it? But you're going to already, without a Winter World Cup, have another 4 midweek games to throw into the schedule now. It's likely the Champions League group stage won't finish until the end of January, and then you'll be straight into the round of 16. It just seems impossible that we're going to be able to handle all this, but especially in the Premier League, where we have 9 million different cup competitions.
Rather than go to the end of January.
Well, or there's a Champions League game every week for the first half of the season.
That's fun.
Pretty much, other than the international breaks. Yeah. But yeah, so it's going to be pretty mental on that front. Then, of course, we've got the new World Cup format, which has been highly debated.
Yeah, that's 1 to 4
That's going to be 1 extra game for each World Cup team. But it does contribute. I don't think the World Cup's the biggest issue here. I think the World Cup's, but it does add another game.
An extra one game every 4 years.
Yeah, I think if you want to see our true thoughts on the World Cup, then go look at our video from a couple of weeks ago. We discussed the World Cup in detail, and we looked at the increased fixtures, the better format, and why we think it's actually going to be
probably positive
for a better World Cup. So I do think this is to a less extent the fault of the World Cup, but that is just an extra game. Thought I'd throw it in here as it's part of FIFA's big reform. And the other thing FIFA have decided to do, we'll increase the World Cup, but also we're going to add another just massive tournament for everyone to play in the summer. Something is when you don't have a World Cup or a Euros, we're now going to have the Club World Cup, which I think is going to be run every 4 years, the first of which will be in 2025. Now, we have the Club World Cup now, but we only have 1 European team. So it's basically the 7 champions, isn't it, from the different confederations, or 6 champions from the different confederations. They face off, the European team wins in the final. But instead, it's going to be the winners of the last 4 Champions Leagues for each confederation. Yeah. So the last 4 Asian champions, the last 4 European champions. Of course, if we get a situation where, say, Real Madrid win it twice in a row, then they'll be... Then they won't be entered in twice. That won't work. But instead,
they'll down. They get another go.
Yeah, they'll instead have. I believe the runner-up is how they will sort that. But that already means two sides from Europe are qualified, Real Madrid and Chelsea, for their 2021 and 2022 successes. Then the 2023 and 2024 teams will add on to that. But it's going to make for a bit of a mental tournament because it's going to run the same as a World Cup group, knockout stages.
Surely that can't be right though, because if it's running there's no way they put it once every 4 years on the same cycle as the Euros.
No, it's 2025.
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah.
So it'll fall in 2025. I think it'll be at the end of the season. It'll be a summer tournament. It's adding another tournament into the already mental schedule.
My thing with fixtures is the only reason if you get that's the thing, you have to play the Club World Cup. If you go deep in the Champions League, the only reason you've got so many games is because you're doing really well. And that's one of the reasons. I don't think it's such a bad thing, because the less games you have, the worse you're doing. The more games you have means you're just doing better. Like if you've got to the Club World
does it
Cup,
mean that
that's a fantastic achievement?
Does it mean
you've won the Champions League?
It's going to become impossible for teams to go deep in all competition because you just will have to play a ridiculous amount of games?
But is that positive?
No.
Is it not?
No, it's not a positive, I don't think. Because you'll create more winners, but you'll never see a team be able to dominate.
That's boring.
But it's not all the time.
I don't want to watch Real win.
If there's a team that's good enough to earn every single trophy, do they not deserve it? But they wouldn't be able to do that because they have to play so many games.
Well, no, but if they are good enough, then they will win all those games.
No, they won't, because there's no way that you can play 75 matches.
City have probably got a deep enough squad, decent quality.
Yeah, so there you go. It favours clubs that are able to spend a ridiculous amount of money to be able to compete in all fronts.
Yeah, but other teams can rotate, other teams can buy players, other teams can... that's the thing, you just have to judge it. It will create different winners.
I think the biggest issue...
That's a good thing, because it means it doesn't get boring.
So we've got, obviously, the next point is there's already too many matches. Why is more matches a problem? So you're saying, obviously, that you're going down the route of that the clubs should be able to play more matches. So I think we should focus on the individuals, on the players. There's two aspects to this. Physically, players cannot play this amount of games. It's going to cause a ridiculous amount of injuries. It's going to rule players out for long periods of time because of fatigue. It's going to mean that when we get to these late season competitions, our players can be so tired that the quality of finals decreases. Likely so. Or we're not going to see the best players there because they've already got injured. So you're not going to see the best teams in the finals because you're going to just see the ones that have managed to stay fit because we're playing a ridiculous amount of games. Also on that side, for the players, not just the physical, but also the mental side. 75 matches, or if you get to a final of every competition, is a ridiculous amount of games.
But then you just have to pick and choose your tournaments. Your clubs are going to have to understand that and go, do we really need to win the Carabao Cup?
But I find that mental.
Or you play... The thing is, though, I think it's also really good positive that it's going to favour younger players to get an opportunity to feature. We're going to see younger players starting internationals. We're going to see younger players starting cup competitions.
I don't think that's a necessary positive.
Why not? You're giving a young player a chance to get their professional debut for their club. It gives them a chance to prove themselves.
But you're just chatting, because if Harry Kane's ruled out the 2024 Euros because he's injured, you're going to go, oh, come on, now Fuller Balogun gets to start.
No, but he wouldn't be ruled out if Tottenham play Dane Scarlett in the Carabao Cup and England start Ivan Toney in the friendly internationals.
They won't be able to. He'll also be injured.
We won't be injured, he'll be banned.
Exactly. So
but there's so many other English people.
I find it very naive to suggest that we can play 75 matches a season and be fine. I think that it's just going to cause a lot of issues for the players. They deserve a break and they're not going to get one. It's just going to result in a lot more injuries than we already have. Potentially, you could operate in some sort of system where we go that if you're in European football, you don't play in the Carabao Cup. And the Carabao Cup is reserved for all the other teams.
That's a brilliant idea.
Something like that could work.
I think that's going to happen anyway, though. I think that'll happen by itself.
I think that's the only way the Carabao Cup can survive.
We don't need it.
Because with every other tournament, the Carabao Cup's going to surely be the one that
and obviously,
everyone calls.
We can't just look at this from a top end of the football ladder spectrum. We can go down to the lower leagues. They still have to play in their domestic league. If you look at England, they've played domestic league, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Papa John's.
But they don't play European football. They don't go far in those cup competitions, and if they do, it's because they're probably a good enough team that they can manage that, or they've rested it, or they just rest in the league because they're already out.
Well, then what other teams can do that then? Yeah,
I don't get your point.
I think European quality sides have enough players to be able to field one 11 in the UCL and then field a completely different 11 in the Premier League.
Yes, but that's the point. Is it that by adding more and more games, we could get lower quality games?
I don't think they're lower quality.
I think they are.
I still think they'll be good.
Okay,
games.
let's say Arsenal roll out their second side in the Premier League. That's not going to be an exciting game to watch. Turner, Tomiyasu.
Well, no, I think
who would even play centre off? Rob
Holding.
Holding.
What they do is they play that side in the Carabao Cup when they have to go play against Halifax.
But then does that just negate the point for the Carabao Cup?
Well, yeah, but they're not going to delete. I can't just delete the. I'm trying to think of reasons. They're not going to delete the.
That's what I'm saying. The debate today is should there be less fixtures?
Oh yeah.
So if we're having a conversation about that,
but yes, there should be less fixtures. I agree with the point. I just think it is manageable.
But it shouldn't need to be.
Yes, but it is.
Okay, sure. If we're thinking purely, if we're just going to throw 100 fixtures in, yeah, we could play that, but the quality would be terrible. Everyone get injured.
It's not the quality would be terrible. Though.
It is though.
Because Arsenal's C team.
I'm not going to watch a Champions League
Halifax.
like the Champions League final, right?
But they're not.
Then there's no way the team's going to be fully fit.
Well, it is because they're
and
going to rest.
It's not fair on the players. You're thinking of this purely from a spectator's point of view. Do you not care about the players?
Yes, I do care about players.
Okay, so do you think it's fair for them to play 75 matches a season?
Well, they're getting paid. Some of them are getting paid 500, grand a week to do that.
I don't care how much I'm being paid. I'm not going to be able to play 75 football games a season.
Then the players have to choose, aren't they? They have to say to their manager, "Look, mate, I'm struggling. Can you rest me this weekend?"
We've already seen how international football takes a massive hit because nobody wants to play in that.
Yeah,
it's going to be lessened. No one's going to play international football. It's going to be pointless. We're going to get to Euros qualifiers, so it's going to be like England's season. It's not though.
Who needs a Nations League?
No, it's better than playing friendlies.
Who needs friendlies?
Well, you don't now because we've got the Nations League. Well done.
No, I don't know. I feel like it's your job though. You think office workers, they don't get a little bit tired. Yeah, they get tired, but they still have to go in every single day.
They don't play intensive top-level sport for 90 minutes.
Yeah, but they have to. No, but instead they're doing their work for.
Right. Typing a few things on a laptop is not going to give you an ACL injury.
Yeah.
Is it?
No, you get finger injuries.
I've sprained my hand.
You're a teacher. You're constantly working 24 hours as a teacher. And, hang
on. Oh, what school are they open 24 hours? It's not McDonald's teaching.
No, but teachers, they have to work at home. They have to mark books. They have to plan lessons. They're constantly working. Just like footballers.
I think it opens up a wider debate as to how long people should work for.
No. But what I'm saying is,
but footballers don't get a day off.
Nor the teachers.
Yes, they do. They've got 2 days off at the weekend.
But they're constantly working.
They're not constantly working.
They are. They're planning. They're planning and they're marking and I don't know what teachers do, but I'm sure they do loads of important things.
And they never have any time for themselves. They take 2 weeks off every couple of months.
I'm basically saying but so do football.
No, they don't.
No.
Do you think that when there's not a game happening, they just sit there and play FIFA?
Okay, not England, but think all European leagues have a winter break.
Yeah, okay, maybe that's a good idea. There we go, possible solutions.
Well, that's the thing,
should the Premier League have a winter break?
We're not just looking at it from a Premier League point of view, we're looking at it from a world point of view. That is already a solution, it's just the Premier League's fault applied it.
Well, no other league has a Carabao Cup.
It's England. England's a problem.
England's the issue. England is an issue. Why we have so many cups.
England's just a problem.
Should the Premier League sides enter the FA Cup at a later round? Sorry, should the European sides enter a round later for the European Cup, for the FA Cup?
Yeah, I suppose.
Stunned you to pure silence.
No, but my only theory is that that's unfair.
Why?
Because you're technically giving them a bye.
But you're doing that already, entering them in the 5th round.
Are they in the 5th round? I thought they entered in the first.
Third round.
Oh, they don't enter in the first one, do they?
No. And they don't enter in the preliminaries. We don't see them heading down to Blythe Rovers.
Delete the Carabao Cup.
Okay.
Let Carabao sponsor some other cup.
Could we get the Carabao Cup to be exclusively teams not playing in Europe?
But they've already got the Papa Johns.
League 1, League 2 don't compete in the Carabao Cup.
I tried to anticipate.
You could have a Papa John's and then a Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
So you'd have so it'd be like little tiers of competitions.
Get rid of the Carabao Cup and extend the Papa John's up to the Championship.
What? No.
Why not?
The point of the Papa John's is that League 1, League 2 sides can fight over a trophy.
Okay.
It's going to be Burnley. Oh, well, that's fun. Burnley have waltzed the Papa John's
Okay,
again.
Keep the Papa John's in League 1 and 2, and then keep the Carabao Cup. Then what's the point of a Carabao Cup just for championships?
And the other 13 teams in the Prem.
But then they're under stress.
Are they?
Oh, they don't like the UCL.
Well, exactly. That's the point. They don't play 10 games at least in the Champions
League.
League.
Also, from a player's point of view, is feeling a bit down in the dumps and feeling a bit tired midway through the season. Is that worth it to then feel the joy and elation of winning the Champions League at the end of it?
No.
Is it not?
A casual little 2-month depression in the middle, but you're going to be happy for a week at the end.
It's like if I was really tired and struggling to produce videos, if someone told me that if you keep doing it, in a few months you're going to get £1 million, then I'd keep doing it, wouldn't I? I'd plough through it just to get to that £1 million.
Okay. It's an interesting concept. I guess it varies from individual to individual, but I think if it was taking such a strain on my mental health, where I was so mentally drained by competing, I think I'd have to take a break.
I think each body is different. Like some people...
Count out Brian Cox. Each body is
some people are obviously mentally strong. That's ridiculous. Some people just don't... Like people who sit in ice and stuff. They're no problems mentally. They are just locked in.
I don't think that's true.
And
I don't think Wim Hof goes, well, I've got no worries in the world because I've sat in a bit of ice. He still has...
That's the whole point. He sits in the ice to calm himself down, so he gets rid of everything. He literally just turns his brain off.
Well, no, he uses it to... Because it's a form of meditation because you focus on that one thing.
That's what I mean.
Freezes the ice. And that shock impact. And obviously, ice has loads of benefits for stuff like rest and compression.
Exactly. Sit in ice.
Right, we've solved it. Do you not think Premier League footballers already sit in ice baths?
Do it longer. It's good.
Right, but then they're not going to be able to train because they're going to be sitting in ice baths.
But they're Premier League footballers. They should be good enough. They don't get better.
No, but that you used to have to practice.
Yeah, you do.
You train for football. Do you only go to training to get better? Because if so, it's not working.
Wow. No, but I think... they could have certain days. So one day they could spend in an ice bath, but not too long.
An entire day?
No, not an entire day.
They're gonna just die. Their heartbeat's gonna.
You could spend a whole morning playing football and a whole afternoon in an ice bath, or in and out of an ice bath.
Okay, I don't think sitting in an ice bath.
No, what I'm saying is a possible solution because it's good for you physically.
I think
it's
they
good
already.
For you mentally.
I think footballers sit in ice baths already.
Some probably don't.
Have you ever sat in an ice bath?
Yeah.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I have. Put the water on, Calvin.
You are waffling. I don't think you've done that. I don't think you're waffling. But, I don't think we should be increasing the number of games dramatically. If we are... the thing is, I like the new UCL format. I don't understand where we're going to fit in the 4 extra games.
Thing is, though, you say it's not possible. My players on Football Manager do it.
Jesus, but you're not. They don't, do they?
They do.
I complain every single match about how you've got 5 injuries in your current severe team in FM.
Yeah, but I rest them. It's fine.
You're annoyed.
No, but I played through it.
But you're annoyed because who's injured at the moment in your severe save?
I can't remember now.
No. But I've had Real Betis. I've had Oscar Glauc out injured this season. I was fuming. That cost us points.
That's your own fault. Get better backups. That's what I'm saying. If De Bruyne gets injured with Man City, they've got loads of other midfielders.
But again, focus on the individual. De Bruyne is now injured for 7 months because he's having to play so many games.
He's won loads of trophies. He's not going to miss Burnley away and Brighton at home.
He's out for 7 months, Harry. Had a horrible injury because of the fatigue, and you're going, well, he gets paid, doesn't he?
You don't get a 7-month injury off fatigue.
Well, no, but you might be, so tired. Snap. I'm out now. And your legs are going to be tired.
Who's going to snap him?
Okay, so fatigue, there's going to be an increased... also, fatigue does cause injuries. But there's going to be an increased chance of hamstring injuries.
Yeah.
Because you're going to be constant...
come on, that's not 7 months. Hamstring
We're going to have a
7
look.
months.
No, they're longer.
Depends what you mean by if you tear your hamstring, I think it's about
How
4
long
months.
does it take to recover from a hamstring? You could keep talking to the Spotify listeners, don't cry.
I think they could manage. I think it's manageable. I think it's doable. Well, the managers. So you haven't talked about the managers. They don't matter.
No, they do matter.
They do matter, but they're getting paid to
Mental fatigue.
shout some instructions.
Like, I don't think you can say, okay, a completely torn hamstring may take several months to heal, and you'll be unable to resume training or play sport during this time.
Yeah, but that's like, no.
The mild to moderate tear or strain can be 3 to 8 weeks.
There you go.
That's a mild or moderate.
That's like just a Christmas holiday.
You're actually unbelievable.
I'm not,
You genuinely don't think this is an issue.
No, I'm not saying. Oh, no, you're not understanding me.
No, because you just keep saying they get paid, they should deal with it.
No,
that's literally what you're
saying.
saying.
I said they do get money. I'm just saying.
But that doesn't negate the fact.
We've seen in other professions that it is manageable to manage constant work.
Where? What profession have you seen?
I've said teaching.
It's not the same.
Well, it is. You can get injured. You can struggle mentally.
No teacher gets injured.
I've seen loads. I've had a few teachers have been injured.
Yeah, because they've fallen over their dog at home. That's
They
not
get
an
injured.
injury caused by the profession. They don't. If they might suffer from mental fatigue. That's a completely separate debate. Just because there's problems with the amount of hours you have to work in one profession doesn't mean that all professions should have issues, because that's just the way life is.
All right.
But we're not tackling teaching today. We're tackling the problem of fixture scheduling in football. I think once again another podcast where you're coming out of this looking horrendous because you seem to think that money is the root to all problems.
I've never said that. I don't know where you've got this. I said it once.
You've said multiple times.
I've said it once.
They get paid.
And you've just taken it to the hill. You haven't listened to anything else I've said.
Okay, give your thoughts then.
I quite literally said that I think it should change and it isn't good enough. And
right.
It is a lot of games, but it is manageable. That's what I've said. But you haven't said that.
Okay, for the teams, we can agree on that. For the teams, it can become manageable because you're just going to go, there's my star centre mid who's broken both his legs and now he's crying. But don't worry, because Phil Foden's coming in.
There you go. And if Phil Foden gets injured, you've got Cole
That's
Palmer.
fine for the team. It's not fine for the players.
Well, then get him a physio.
That doesn't change the fact they're injured.
Okay, a therapist.
That doesn't change magical therapist comes and rubs your thigh.
No.
Now magically alright, that's good.
No, what I'm saying is, they're struggling, you've got to help them.
Yeah. Okay, so if players get injured, we should help them.
Yes.
I agree with that. But I don't think we should go, well, we can play all the games they want, because if someone gets injured, we could just call them a therapist.
No. Again, that's not what I said.
But it's literally verbatim what you said. Not verbatim, but it's taking
exactly
you can help
what you said. Which involves getting a therapist.
I think that's more than enough for today.
I think it's been quite good.
It's not. You've chatted waffle.
I haven't. I just offered a different side of the argument, and you haven't liked it.
Okay. Well, chat.
I hope you
but
enjoyed
not
that
live.
one, guys. I did.
Viewers, get involved in the comment section down below.
Please.
Do you think that fixture scheduling in football is a problem, or do you think they are paid enough they can just get on with it if we buy them a therapist?
Oh my god.
Well, I guess we'll find out. But please do leave a like and get involved in the comments, as I said. And make sure to subscribe if you're new around here if you've not been put off by Harry's ludicrous opinions. But yeah, that is all from us today. Of course, people listening on audio platforms like Spotify or Audible, you can press all the good things that are positive to show
Google
us
Podcasts.
some support. Google, I don't know what you can press that's positive on Google Podcasts, but
Nothing.
Just
report.
I've not used Google Podcasts, but that is all from us today. Thank you all very much for watching or listening, and we'll see you next time.
See ya.